people are not able to do the job that they want to do, that they feel sick not being able to do because of staffing levels, because of how tired they are, because of the fact that it's agency nurses that are covering nurses off sick. And it doesn't seem to me to be getting better. They feel so undervalued, not having the right PPE.
Well, none of this would be fixed by a pay rise. None of the things you've mentioned would be fixed by a pay rise, would they?
I think it would go some way to showing them that they're appreciated for the work that they do and how awful it's been over the pandemic. And, the years where they haven't received anything in effect is a pay cut. So, yes, I think it would go some way to retaining staff.
Do you think 1%
it's a hard enough job?
Do you think 1% is worse than nothing?
No.
I know that technically it's not. In some bands it'll be £3.50 a week, which is £3.50 more than nothing. But sometimes, you get. I don't know quite where this is coming from.
It's a slap in the face a little bit.
It feels more insulting. So if they said, look, we simply can't afford any pay rises for anyone in the public sector, because this is almost as if, on the one hand, they're acknowledging that there is a need to recognise what staff have been through this year. And on the other hand, it's like, OK, we'll acknowledge it. Here's 1%, which is like, you've got no idea what we've been through this year.
Yeah. And go through anyway. This year has been particularly awful and last, obviously. But it's a hard job, and you do it because you love it and you love the patient.
Do they? I mean, why did you move out of the NHS into the private sector? Just out of interest? Was it for the reasons that you've just described other people as having now?
And it was because you've got a really poor way of life if you earn that money only. I can't afford. I would never been able to afford the mortgage that I can afford now.
So you fair enough.
And I felt like my family deserved that.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
Yeah.
And you deserve more. So you don't. I mean, this is arguably going to make a bad situation worse. It's certainly not going to make anybody feel more valued or more loved or better rewarded.
But we have to say it, don't we?